Hello everybody and welcome to race number 2 of the NNSCRA National Guard IndyCar Series. Here's the starting lineup for the second race of the season, which will take place at Watkin's Glen. Dawson sweep the front rows. Mike Dawson will start on the pole alongside John Dawson. Then it's Bob Ferguson, Christian James in row 2. Row 3, James Qualls and Sasha Dawson. Stephen Dillon and Cody Yamas in row 4. The rest of the top 10, Lyndon Wright and Ryan Acosta. Then we've got Justin Perry and Alex Filter in row 6. Row 7, Joseph Bryan and John Dillon. Jeff Ehlers and Jack Richards will start in row 8. Row 9 is Jacob Lawler and Bob Marshall. Dougie Shears and Connor Breton make up row 10, with Brock Marshall and Tim Walsh in row 11. John Acosta, our Daytona winner, starting back in 23rd with Randy Carpenter. Charles Jackson and Brandon Bay make up row 13, and Alexander Dawson completes the rest of the field. As we will get ready to roll off here, the command to fire the engines has been given, and they will come down and get the, wait a minute, is this Watkins Glen? Yeah, this is Watkins Glen. For a moment there, I wasn't thinking this was Watkins Glen. I don't know why. But, nonetheless, our points leader, starting way back in, I believe we mentioned it, I think we said he was starting 23rd out of 27 cars. That's way back. So the pace car will peel off, and we will begin race number 2 at Watkins Glen. It's Mike Dawson alongside of John Dawson, and the green flag is out at Watkins Glen. 9 laps of racing here at the Glen, which is pretty much considered, I guess, my home track because it's not quite really near me, but it is New York, and that's where I live. Looks like they're pretty good coming through this turn. Got a little close through that turn, but we're still racing as Mike Dawson takes the top spot. Everybody's still keeping it clean, but we're coming down now to the toughest part of the racetrack. That's that very hard S-curve right here. Ooh, everybody gonna make it? There's no caution, so I guess we did. Mike Dawson leads the way. Look at this 3-wide battle for second. Oh, look out! Oh, Bob Fergus gets turned! And he just barely tags the wall. He kept that off the wall very nicely. That's pretty good driving right there by Bob Fergus. The caution will come out. Ooh, contact back there. John Dawson almost got turned, as Justin Perry has gotten by him. Look at him off this turn, almost 3 wide. But they're going to be okay, and the caution is out. Mike Dawson leads under caution. There's the car we're under the caution for. Bob Fergus, but very little damage to that car. Let's see that really good save he made. Okay, so it's John Dawson underneath him. He's going to get a little touch from the 14 car. I believe it's James Qualls. Right there, just a little bit of contact turns the 3-6 car. But let's see if we can get a good camera angle here. Look at him. Okay, let's watch Bob Fergus. He may get just a little bit with the right front. Right there. But that's minimal contact. That was a great save by Bob Fergus to make sure that that car did not hit the wall. And look at how he's even able to get the car to slow down. Okay, he did get a little bit with the right rear too, but very minimal damage to that number 36 car. What a great save. So we'll get back to green flag racing on lap 4 of 9. Here's the way they run. Mike Dawson leads. James Qualls is up to 2nd place now. Christian James is in 3rd. 4th is Stephen Dillon. Justin Perry 5th. John Dawson is 6th. Lyndon Wright is up to 7th. Joseph Bryan 8th. Sasha Dawson 9th, and 10th is Jeff Ehlers. Ryan Acosta 11th. 12th is Alex Filter. Jacob Lawler 13th. 14th Dougie Shears. Cody Yamas 15th. That's Brock Marshall in 16th. John Dillon is 17th. 18th is John Acosta. He's moved up a few spots. Our Daytona winner has. Jack Richards 19th. Alexander Dawson is in 20th. 21st is Bob Marshall. 22nd, Charles Jackson. 23rd is Brandon Bain. 24th, Connor Breton. 25th is Tim Walsh. Then Randy Carpenter is 26th, and Bob Fergus, of course, after that spin, is 27th, but he didn't even have to come down pit road. So Fergus, that caution was actually a break for him. If he had spun out, and the caution had not come out, then that would have been problems even though he doesn't have a damaged race car. One thing I like about Watkins Glen, look at how go green this place is. Look at that. Solar panels for their caution lights. How about that? So energy saving. Yeah. Anyway, Mike Dawson in that 33 car almost pulled it off at Daytona, but was just a few laps too early at the front. And he is driving the car that Alexandra Jones won the championship in last season. So that 33 still showing off what it's got this season as it did last season. And are they coming down pit road? No, they're not. Okay, for some reason I thought they were they looked like they were coming down pit road. They were heading down below the yellow line, below the white line, but they're not going to. We'll go back green flag racing on lap 4 of 9. But everybody got a good start there. The first one that didn't, I think, was the 5 car back there, and we got a challenge already for the lead. James Quall's going to get to the inside line, and he will take the top spot just like that. They come through the very dangerous S-curves. And it looks like everybody's going to be good, but look at how it kind of spreads out the field just a little bit. James Qualls, though, leads the way in that number 14. They slice and dice further back, but it's Qualls. And then Mike Dawson. Through the dangerous S-curves. Caution is out. Caution's waving. And it's for our Daytona winner, John Acosta. Look further through the field here, see if anybody else was involved. Doesn't look like it. Looks like everybody else is clean and green. As James Qualls will lead him down here into the final turn. Ooh, another car getting loose back there. May have been Tim Walsh, could have been Joseph Bryant. It was one of the gray cars. As they will come off, hit the stripe, and we are under the caution flag for that driver, our winner at Daytona, John Acosta. Let's see what happened to him. Well, here's a look. He may have some contact here from the 4 or the 11. No, I think he's going to end up getting into John Dillon right there. He did. He made the contact. And down he goes into the wall. And oh! Boy, that right front took a pretty hard lick into that tire barrier. I think his rear wing is kind of bent around. But he actually started the contact there. And it ends up hurting him rather than the car he made contact with. So we will prepare to go back under the green flag on lap 7 of 9. It'll give us 3 to go. Here's the way they line up. James Qualls, then Mike Dawson. Christian Janes is now up to 3rd. Justin Perry 4th, and Stephen Dillon 5th. Lyndon Wright is in 6th. John Dawson 7th. Joseph Bryant 8th. Ryan Acosta 9th. And Sasha Dawson is 10th. Jeff Ehlers 11th. 12th, Jacob Lawler. Alex Filter is 13th. 14th is Cody Yamas. 15th position is where we find John Dillon. 16th is Alexander Dawson. Then it's Dougie Shears, Charles Jackson, Brock Marshall, and Bob Marshall. The top 20. Green flag is out. See if Mike Dawson tries putting the same move on James Qualls that Qualls put on him. But he's not close enough. He's trying. Can't make the move. Now, if the caution comes out again, I am pretty certain that this race will end under the caution flag. So, James Qualls is definitely hoping for a caution. Mike Dawson, on the other hand, is hoping it'll stay green so he can run down James Qualls. But so far, we've been under the caution flag twice. The first time was for Bob Fergus, who made a great save. And the second time was for our Daytona winner last week, John Dawson in the 25, as James Qualls continues to lead the way. He's now opened up about a 1.5 car length advantage over Mike Dawson. They're double wide further back there, almost 3 wide at one point there. But Mike Dawson is not running down the leader at all. There's a car that went off the racetrack. It was Lyndon Wright. Whoa, look at Ryan Acosta. Meanwhile, up front, they are still single file. 2 laps to go, and look at Mike Dawson. He's getting on the attack now. He just closed that gap up from 2 car lengths to 1.5, just like that in one turn. but it's basically single file right now. Best racing on the track is going back around Brock Marshall and Bob Marshall, and right here is pretty much the best racing on the racetrack. And now that has settled down. Now let's go back up to the front where we still have Mike Dawson trying to run down James Qualls, but now Christian James is trying to run down Mike Dawson. That's for second. If Christian James does start battling with Mike Dawson, that would pretty much hand the win over to James Qualls. So Dawson's not only got to play defense, but he's got to get on the offense quickly here because James Qualls has a 3-car length advantage, and he's coming off the final turn here to take the white flag. And Christian James has now gotten to the inside of Mike Dawson. Now, unless James Qualls makes a mistake, he has this race all won. But if he does make a mistake, Christian James, Mike Dawson, they could capitalize as Christian James now has moved into the second position. But James Qualls, look at that huge gap he's got on the rest of the field. I think right now he'd love to have a caution flag come out and just make sure that he's not the caution, because that would really hurt his chances of winning, obviously. But if a caution came out, the race would end at the line. Well, pretty much I don't think it would make much difference, even if it ended under green. But the battle is heating up again for second place, as the win is already pretty much in the hands of one James Qualls. Mike Dawson's still right there. He wants the second position. But James Qualls, though, folks, he has got a humongous lead. It's almost 7 car lengths now, as those two race amongst themselves for second. James Qualls will come out of the final turn, and he will come down to the stripe. James Qualls has won at Watkins Glen. Wow. He capitalized on that first restart of the day, kept the lead ever since, and James Qualls is your winner. Let's look at the finishing order. Have we got our complete finishing results? Yes, we do. Qualls, James, Mike Dawson, then Justin Perry and Stephen Dillon. John Dawson in 6th. Lyndon Wright in 7th. Ryan Acosta, Sasha Dawson, and Joseph Bryant complete the top 10. Alex Filter, then Alexander Dawson is 12th. 13th, Jacob Lawler. Bob Marshall is 14th. Jeff Ayler is 15th. Cody Yama 16th. Charles Jackson 17th. Brock Marshall in 18th. Dougie Shears 19th. Bob Fergus in 20th after that spin. Good comeback there. John Dillon 21st. Tim Walsh 22nd. Brandon Bain 23rd. Brian Carpenter 24th. Connor Breton 25th. 26th was Jack Richards. And John Acosta, our Daytona winner and our points leader, finishes dead last. That's not going to fare well for him. So now we have our next race is going to come from Mexico City. And it's a 5-point advantage that Mike Dawson now has over James Qualls. Then Stephen Dillon, Sasha Dawson, and John Dawson, the top 5. You can take a look and see where you are in the finishing order. I'll tell you what, Brandon Bain, Jack Richards, and Randy Carpenter have had 2 weeks of pretty bad finishes, and they really, really need a good finish next week. They are now pretty much about 150 points out of the top spot. That really, really hurts. Really hurts. Okay, so that's the way that the standings look. We'll head next week to Mexico City, and hope that you'll tune in for that. You've been watching the NNSCRA National Guard IndyCar Series.